Hey, welcome back to another update of my dividend investing portfolio. So I'm a Canadian investor. I'm buying dividend paying stocks. So far all on the Toronto Stock Exchange. I'm using Wealthsimple Trade to buy and sell the stocks, and I'm tracking everything with this Google Sheet that I made that tracks a lot of more information than the broker itself. So there's links to everything in the description below if you'd like to check it out. But let's get started. So my stock value right now is sitting at a value of about $44,790. And I have about $380 to spend in this video. And I've already bought the stocks, but I'll just kind of walk you through what I bought, and then we'll update the spreadsheet afterwards and see how everything changes. Overall, my average yield of the portfolio is 4.3%. I shoot for about 4%, and lately I bought some stocks that are quite a bit higher, so it's pulled me up a little bit. I bought a lot of real estate stocks lately, and that's why I was able to pull this up. But that basically means for every $100 that I have in the account, I'm going to get $4.30 every year just paid out to me just to hold those shares without even doing anything. Like, the value of those shares might go up, it might go down, but generally I can expect right around 4.3% of that still paid out to me in cash, which is awesome. That's what I really like about dividends, and it's something for you to consider as well if you're considering buying dividend paying stocks, that this is a nice little bonus on top of the actual capital appreciation of the stocks. But anyways, 4.3% of my balance here works out to about $1,900 per year, $1,927, and that works out to about $160 per month in monthly income. Now this is a kind of a projection. This is just this value divided by 12, and you can see actually I have never reached anything close to $160 per month, and that is because about a week ago I doubled my portfolio. I dropped in a massive amount of cash, about $25,000, and so we're going to see this moving forwards. And we're not always going to see it every single month because a lot of stocks pay quarterly, but you'll be seeing kind of an average of at least $100 a month probably. And then some months will be much higher, like more like 200. So yeah, watch out for that. And that's just a really awesome thing. It's just passive income for me. This is all in my tax-free savings account. And so I'm keeping all of that money, and I'm going to be reinvesting it into more and more dividend paying stocks and really get that compounding growth effect. But before we move on, quick pause, because I just want to let you know that Wealthsimple Cash is offering $25 right now for signing up for their Cash app. And what it is, basically, it's like the Venmo of Canada or PayPal.me. It's a peer-to-peer money transferring app, kind of. So like if you just want to send some money to your friend, like buy something on Kijiji or split a restaurant bill, that kind of thing. That's all it is. It's just an easy way to send money to your friends. And all you have to do is go to the link in the description below, fill in your email address, create a password, or if you already have a Wealthsimple account, you can just log in here. It's really fast. They already have all your information. Just bam, bam, bam. Fill out the forms, and you'll get $25 for signing up, and so will I. And then the next thing that you can do is you can actually turn around and invite your friends. There's no cap on how many people you can invite right now. This is a promotion, so this won't last forever because usually they offer only $5 for referrals. But you can go to Facebook or your friends or your contact list or whatever and just invite all your friends, and you're going to get $25 for each friend that you sign up. So I really recommend doing it. I've done it this week, and I've actually got quite a few referrals. And yeah, it's just a really fast way to get a couple $100 by inviting your friends, and all your friends are going to get money too. So it's just a nice thing to do. Okay, let's go back to the video and take a look at my portfolio, because in my portfolio there is actually a new stock that I didn't record in the last video, or kind of between videos that I picked up, and I picked up Cineplex. Where is it? Right here. Cineplex, this is a really dodgy stock right now. They are, let's actually look at the spark line here, which should be right here. Now, Cineplex has just got smashed by the pandemic. They are down something like 70%. I can't even remember. It's just atrocious. And their financials are all completely messed up. They are in debt because they had invested a whole bunch of money into like rec room spaces and what do you call it? 4D cinemas, something like that. Like they have terrible financials right now. And their entire business model requires there to be no pandemic going on. But because of that, they've just got smashed, and they have recently been on a little bit of an incline lately. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to risk it, and I've dropped in around $500 to these guys, and I'm just going to see what happens. I definitely don't recommend copying me. This is a very risky move based on pure speculation and nothing else. But we're just going to kind of see what we can get there. And what I actually did is, when I was looking here, let's scroll down to the bottom of my transactions. It was a few days ago. I had like $300 in the portfolio, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to buy 300. And then I was actually watching Boralex, and Boralex is a company that I've had in my portfolio for quite a while. It's a utility company focused on renewable energy. And they've been really annoying to me. I just like they're up and down and often in the red for me. And I was just waiting for a moment for them to be in the green so I could sell them off and get them out of my portfolio. And they had actually crossed up. I was up like 4% on them. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of these. And then right after, it was the same day, I thought, you know what, I'm going to take that money. It was $237. And I'm just going to drop it into Cineplex and round this out for about $500 in that position. So that's the latest addition to my portfolio. They don't actually have a dividend. It's $0 right now. They cut it like a year ago. Previously, it used to be around 5%. But again, this is just a purely speculative play for me. And I think what I'm going to do is just hold on and see what happens. I don't really know when I'll plan on selling them, but at some point I will. And if I can make a couple $100 or something, then that's great. And I will take that and run, basically. Because I'm not even sure about the entire long-term focus of this company. Like, yeah, I think movie theaters will be along for a while, but I just drove past one the other day and it just looked like a wasteland from post-apocalypse, which was a little bit concerning. And then it got me thinking as well that not only did the pandemic really affect this company, but like, I don't know, even they've been struggling fighting against services like Netflix and streaming services. And I'm just wondering, like, you know, they're probably going to recover. And after after COVID, people are going to be like excited to go to the movies. And thinking the stock price might go up a little bit. But then I was kind of thinking, like, what about like 20 years from now or 30 years from now? When people are going to be so conditioned to having big TVs in their houses and everyone has Netflix and stuff, and like more and more movies are just strictly available on Netflix. So I'm not sure if this company will, you know, this business model will even survive, you know, decades into the future. Whereas a lot of the other companies that I hold, I think will, like Fortis and like convenience store chains and stuff like that, and Telus. So I'm not really sure that this is a buy and hold for life, but maybe like a buy and hold for like a couple months or like a year or something. Yeah, and we'll see how that goes. So like I said, don't copy what I do because I might lose this $500, and this could turn out to be a really stupid decision. But after I made that decision, I still had around, like, I made another deposit and I had about $380 to invest. And I was kind of looking at some of the companies in the portfolio that I wanted to add to. And one that caught my attention was Waste Connections, which we have right here. They just are like constantly growing. I was buying in around here, which is quite nice. I got some discounted buys and they're up quite a lot, but they just have like their 5-year growth was something like 140% or something. Like, it's quite high. And I thought, you know what, a lot of stocks right now that I want to buy, like bank stocks and things like that, are super inflated, whereas Waste Connections is pretty much right on track. And so I did drop one into Waste Connections, and their stocks are quite expensive at about $150 each, so I only usually buy one or two at a time. Actually, one. I never bought two at a time because they're quite a lot, so I only have 5. And another company that I was looking at purchasing was Algonquin Power. These guys are like suffering quite a lot with this dip right now, and they dropped like 5% or something in an overnight a couple days ago. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to add in a little bit here. So I added a couple shares to Algonquin Power. And I'm kind of comfortable with this because they are basically below their pre-pandemic levels, and not even just below this huge spike up the top, but kind of below what was a little bit normal for them. And that's kind of a comfortable price, a price that I'm comfortable with buying in. And there's actually some news releases about why their stock price dropped, and it had to do with raising capital and stuff like that. If you just Google it, you can find out the full release there, and it's nothing too concerning. And then the other one that I was looking at was Northwest Company, which is right here. So this is like a grocery chain, and they're actually up quite a bit. They're close to their 5-year high, but they've got a solid dividend yield of 4%, and I'm actually up. You know, I'm doing quite well with them. Nothing crazy, but up a couple percent. And I thought this is just a company that is in the bottom half of my portfolio. So if we sort here by the percentage of holdings, you can see here they're quite near the bottom. Let's highlight the row. They're making up only 1% of my portfolio, and I thought, you know what, this seems like a good opportunity to buy. Like I said, some of the ones that I really want to buy are like bank stocks and maybe more into Power Corporation, but a lot of these are just like crazy out of control right now, and I'm going to wait like maybe a few months or a year or something till I start buying into those. I think we'll see. I might change my mind on that. But let's take a quick look in Wealthsimple Trade at the portfolio, which is all in my tax-free savings account, and you can get a quick idea here overall. I've started recently paying more attention to this number right here, the all-time number, which is 2,167, because I'm making deposits all the time, so it's a little bit hard to track like what's actually going on in the last week or two, or when I look at the shape of the chart here, it's always going up because I'm always making deposits. But I found that tracking this number is actually pretty insightful, because this will kind of keep in perspective, like the whole account. And so if I buy a stock at a high price and then it continues to go up, I'm still going to see this going up. And I just found this is the most useful number actually for me to be watching, because it gives me a good idea of even though the old stocks performance and the new stocks all lumped into one. But anyways, if we come and take a look at the activity tab, we can see here, let's look at just the buys, and actually you can see everything in here that I was talking about. But the most recent buys here was one stock of Waste Connections for $147.70, and then I bought 3 of Northwest Company at a price of $34.54, and a couple here from Algonquin Power and Utilities. And I'll just quickly go here. Let's just quickly scan through the stocks that I did buy, Waste Connections, so you can get a quick idea of some of their market details here. And if you're interested about them, you can just see that they are a waste management company operating a lot in the eastern half of the country. Same with Northwest Company. We can just get a quick look here just so you're familiar with them. Again, some of their market details are right here. Got a nice yield, and they're just like mostly a grocery store chain operating a lot in Northern Canada and also in a couple other places as well. And then for Algonquin Power and Utilities, it's AQN. You can get a quick idea here. Yeah, we're in this little dip. And some of their market details if you're interested in that, and also a little bit about what they're doing. A lot of utility stuff with quite a few renewable energy things going on in there throughout North America. So anyways, what I want to do now is just drop back into the sheet and then come into the transactions tab and just record all of the details from what I actually exactly saw in Wealthsimple Trade. So here we go. We just have the 1, 3, and 6 shares that I purchased with no trading fees because it is Wealthsimple Trade. I'm not paying anything with that, which is actually really nice. I don't know why people are still paying for trading fees if you don't have to. But anyways, once that's all in, I'm just going to come back to the summary page and take a quick look at what has changed. And mostly here, I'm looking at the annual dividend income. So before, at the beginning of the video, it was at $1,927, and now we're at $1,937. So basically, based on the moves that I just made with these 3 companies, Waste Connections, Algonquin Power, and Northwest Company, my annual passive income has increased by about $10, which might not sound like a lot, but to me, that is still significant. I'm trying to generate as much passive income as possible, and any little bit counts. And every time I make a deposit, it's going up by around $10 or something, and that's just super awesome to see. But you know what's even more awesome is just getting $25 for free. So don't forget to check out Wealthsimple Cash with that link in the description below. And you can get at least $25 for free. And if you invite your friends, you can definitely get more. You could easily get a couple $100 by inviting a few friends. So anyways, guys, thanks a lot. Make sure to check out the links in the description below. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.